Good evening, Mr. Cleaver. Gee, Mrs. Cleaver, you sure do look nice. My mother says you must spend all of your time in the beauty shops.
Hey, Wally, Goofy Lumpy's here.
Look, kid, to you the name's Clarence.
Hey, Wally, Goofy Clarence is here.
You call me Mom?
Yes, Wally.
Good morning, Mrs. Cleaver. That's a very pretty dress.
Thank you.
Gee, Mrs. Cleaver, that's a nice dress.
I know, Eddie. I know.
I guess you noticed my hair, huh?
Yes.
Wait till Wally and Eddie and the guys see it. They'll flip.
Oh, I'm sure they will, Clarence.
Oh, you doll, you.
Hi, Eddie.
Well, what's back here? A day nursery? Hi, Wally. Some dumb kid fell in a soup. Good evening, Mr. Cleaver. Some poor unfortunate child is trapped up there.
Clarence? Where are you going, Clarence?
No place, Daddy.
Well, come on in. Your mother has some eggnog for you.
Yes, Daddy.
Yes, he was a perfect host. Not one incident in the whole... What happened here?
What, Daddy?
The rug, it's ruined. Who did it?
Guess I did, Daddy.
Big oaf you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a delightful look back at a special and wonderful television show, Leave It to Beaver.
Hey, we're not supposed to be doing this in character, Mr. Osmond.
Hey, Sam, don't be telling me what to do. Hey, look, somebody left a cheeseburger over on the lunch counter.
Very funny, Osgood. Very funny. Well, folks, you can see nothing's really changed with this guy. Leave It to Beaver finished its original run in 1963, and we've been with you in your living room consistently now for over a half a century. And thanks to Shout Factory, who bought and is bringing to you the entire series of Leave It to Beaver, we really hope you enjoy it.
Leave It to Beaver was a big part of our lives for the 6 years it was originally in production. But you know, its legacy continues on yet today. Eddie Haskell has gotten me a lot of great perks over the years. And that's thanks to you, the fans.
And it's gotten him out of a lot of tickets, too. You know, not a day goes by where somebody somewhere doesn't recognize us walking down the street or possibly partaking at a meal in a restaurant. And the fan mail that we get, instead of getting bags every week, we still get a couple of dozen every week. But we get them, and we know that you're enjoying that, and that makes us feel very, very good. And after all these years, it's nice to know that you're still laughing with us.
Yeah, it's hard not to laugh at you, fat boy.
I'm ignoring you.
I wish I could ignore you.
We thought that we would invite you to come with us and spend some time as to how we put this show together, and maybe offer you some insights into what made Leave It to Beaver tick.
In my opinion, Leave It to Beaver had as great a creative team as ever. Joe Connolly and Bob Mosier. They had a long list of credits in the industry. Among their credits was the original Amos and Andy show. They did, of course, Leave It to Beaver, and after they finished production of Leave It to Beaver, they created, they wrote, and produced The Munsters.
Joe and Bob had kids of their own, and they were such terrific writers because you remember they wrote the first few years of the Amos and Andy show. I mean, what better dialogue can you get? But when you have two kids and you're trying to do a show the size of Leave It to Beaver, Joe and Bob would sort of hang out, and they didn't ask us. They just sort of eavesdropped on what our lives were like, the words that we would say. I mean, things like that. One day they came up with a scene, and of course I thought I was way too cool to play this, but I was supposed to be sitting in my car and I start playing my steering wheel. And I'm going zoom, 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 zoom. Now, I really thought that was about as nerdy as you could get. But I heard the crew laughing. And I'm going, they thought that was funny? Well, so I did it again. And then for about 45 minutes, I was sitting in the car while we were shooting movies, and I'm going zoom, 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 zoom. And, you know, to this day, I still get letters that their favorite episode was me sitting there playing a steering wheel.
As the show progressed, we brought in other writers. Dick Conway and Roland McLean, brilliant in their own right. Later on, we had other writers step in for 1 or 2 episodes. Bob Ross, Alan Mannings, and George Tibbles.
Our first director was Norman Tokar. Norman Tokar was the one director that shaped Lumpy Rutherford's character, Eddie Haskell's character, and Beaver and Wally.
We had other great directors too. There was David Butler, who directed most of the Shirley Temple movies. Norman Abbott, he directed the Jack Benny Show. And we had Earl Bellamy.
Yeah. And Hugh, that's right folks, Hugh Beaumont directed approximately 24 Leave It to Beaver episodes. I thought Hugh was a very good director, and he brought a lot out of us because I respected Hugh as a person, I respected Hugh as an actor, and I wanted to give my best performance when Hugh was really taking charge. And what do you remember about Hugh, Ken?
Oh, I remember Hugh very well. Hugh was Ward Cleaver.
Yeah.
Straight-laced, good guy, straight-laced. He was a minister by trade before he was an actor. Everything was proper with Hugh. He didn't take any baloney off of us kids. And we respected that. He said, kids, settle down. It's time to get to work. And we would.
At 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, we made sure that every scene went right along as it was supposed to, because we finished our show on Fridays right around 5 o'clock. And we made sure that we knew our dialogue on Friday afternoon.
And now we'd like to share a few moments with you. Hugh Beaumont as Ward Cleaver.
You know, when I was your age, I went through an experience very like this.
About your nose?
No, my ears. Some kid called me elephant ears, and I got to thinking I was a regular Dumbo. Well, they didn't sell ear flatteners in those days, so I started putting adhesive tape right here to keep the ears flat.
How come it didn't work, Dad?
So I got these hoops all laid out, see, in the alley. And then I stood outside his house, and I began to call him some names, see.
Well, what kind of names, Dad?
Well, that's not important now. The important thing is that it was enough to get him out of that house in a hurry, see. Well, here he came, tearing down the alley, see, and he began to step on these hoops. And he fell down, his legs were all bruised, his nose was bloody. It was great.
Ward. You wanted to see us, Dad?
Yes, boys, I did. This box just came. Now, we're all going to sit down and open it.
But, Dad...
Sit down, sit down. And we're going to decide, as a family, whether or not you boys have spent your money for something worthwhile.
Gee, you gonna open it, Dad?
Yes, I am. And if we feel, as a family, that you boys have made a mistake, then we're going to return this to the store and we're going to get your money back.
But it's a hunting jacket.
Yeah. Me? Well, boys, I just don't know what to say.
Let me help you, dear.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you.
Must we gotta take it back tonight, Dad?
Beaver, I wouldn't take this jacket back for anything in the world. The most interesting character I have ever known is my father, Mr. Ward Cleaver. He does not have an interesting job. He just works hard and takes care of all of us. He never shot things in Africa or not saved anybody that was drowning. But that's all right with me because when I am sick, he brings me ice cream. And when I tell him things or ask things, he always listens to me. And he would use up a whole Saturday to make junk with me in the garage. He may not be interesting to you or someone else because he's not your father, just mine.
I don't know if it sounds so good, Dad, but it sure made me feel good when I was writing it.
I'm glad it did, Beaver. Made me feel pretty good to read it, too.
Hey, Beaver, come here. Come on, get in here. Get off those things. We'll slip these on.
Gee, Dad, I thought you ditched me.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a thing like that, but she's your mother's favorite aunt. So we can't hurt her feelings, can we? Yeah, well, you don't have to do that. I think we can put these on right over. Okay, punch your toe. Attaboy. Now the other one. There we go. There we are. Ah, and you zip them up. I'll get your jacket. Now, when you get home from school today, you can just slip back in here and change back again, huh? There you are. Ah, you look more like the old Beav.
Gee, thanks, Dad. You're almost like one of the fellas.
Now, Beaver, I think that's the nicest thing you ever said to me.
Well, we better be going.
Yeah, sure. Here's your books. And your lunch pail. Hey, Beaver. Come here. It looks a little like rain outside. I think I better take this.
Hugh Beaumont was quite a man.
Hey, let's not forget about the other father on our show. You see, Hugh's no longer with us, and neither is Richard Deacon. Richard Deacon, of course, played Fred Rutherford, my father. I thought Richard was probably one of the funniest guys I have ever met. And what a lot of people didn't realize is that Richard was the life of the party. When Richard was on the set, you knew that Richard was on the set. Normally, things are, maybe a little quiet. The kids are studying. We're setting up a shot. Richard is there. La, 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 la. I mean, Richard had this huge baritone voice, and I think some of my funniest moments came when Richard and I were doing scenes with each other.
I hope you learned your lesson about practical jokes. It shows a very juvenile attitude.
Oh, yes, sir. I guess it was just as juvenile as Clarence putting those cherry bombs in our cars.
What's that? Did you do something to their cars?
Well, it was just a harmless little joke.
Well, if you started this, it's not fair for them to do all the work. Now go up and put on your old clothes and help them.
Mr. Rutherford, could you do us a favor?
What's that?
Well, Eddie and I are getting along pretty well here, and please don't make Clarence help us.
Oh, I see your point. Well, why don't you go in the house?
Well, what'll I do in there?
I don't know, but don't practice your stupid tuba. Your mother's trying to sleep. Why do you have to go and get yourself in messes like this?
Gee, I don't know, Daddy.
And stop calling me Daddy. You're too big for that.
Yeah, but you always told me that
Never mind what I always told you. Now, will you please get out of here? I've got some thinking to do.
All right. I know how it upsets you whenever you have to do any thinking.
If you object to my boy coming around your house, you could call me direct, not sick the law on him.
Why don't you go over there and punch him in the nose, Daddy?
Clarence, I told you to go to bed.
But, Daddy, I'm the one they hauled off to the police station.
And I'm the one who came down and got you out. Now go to bed.
For doing nothing?
Go to bed, you big boob!
Yes, Daddy.
Now, in the time that we shot Leave It to Beaver, some of the hip, funniest comedians going were Shelley Berman, who half of his gags he was on the telephone. Bob Newhart, half of his gags were on the telephone. But if you want my opinion, and of course you're going to get my opinion, some of the funniest phone calls ever on television were by Richard Deacon.
Our boy Clarence came home today looking perfectly ghastly.
Oh, Lumpy?
He's wearing a most distressing hairdo. He tells me he copied it from your boy. Frankly, Ward, it's destroyed the boy's looks.
Fred, I can't believe that's possible.
Yes, indeed. His mother's very upset. We sent him to school this morning, a fine, strapping boy. And tonight he came home looking like a rather ugly girl.
Oh, Ward, I was just talking to my lad Clarence. He tells me your boy was dropped off the track team today.
Well, that was certainly nice of Lumpy to tell you that, Fred.
Tough break, old man. Gwen and I had thought we could get together for dinner after the meet and have a little fun fest.
Yes, well, I'm afraid the little fun fest will have to come some other time, Fred.
Well, I guess it's up to Clarence to uphold the honor of Mayfield High. Oh, Ward, old man, I was wondering if your invitation had come today.
Invitation?
To the Langley affair. Time's running out, Ward, old boy.
Fred, June and I are not really that close to the Langleys. We don't expect an invitation.
Oh, that's a shame. It's bound to be the social event of the season. Did you see the article in the Society column today?
No, Fred, I'm afraid I didn't see that.
Well, I'll cut it out and bring it down to the office tomorrow.
You do that, Fred.
Now, don't let it get you down, Ward.
What's that?
The locker room attendant at the country club didn't get an invitation either.
A lot of people ask us if we socialized outside of the set. I dated Cheryl Holdridge, as did Tony. He dated her also. She was a Mouseketeer. She was Julie Foster, Tony's girlfriend, Wally's girlfriend. Well, yeah, we dated the gals, everybody except Frank. Nobody would date him.
The first 2 years of our show, we shot at the Old Republic Studios. That was on Radford, right off of Ventura Boulevard in Studio City.
Hey, you know, that studio has a great history. Many of the old cowboy serials were shot there.
I know, and we were sort of in the middle because our first 2 years there, and then, of course, we moved to Universal and the whole world. But in a second, after we left, you had Seinfeld, you had Mary Tyler Moore, you had Roseanne, quite a few shows, and I think Big Brother shot, you know, a lot of those kind of things, CBS and that. But let me tell you something. When we moved to Universal, it was like, this really exists. I mean, Universal was enormous.
People ask us what our typical work week was like. It took 1 week to film one show. On Monday, we would go in and sit around a conference table. The cast members, the director, the writers, the producers, and each person would read their lines as they would in the show. And at the end of the reading, the writers and the producers would get together and they'd say, well, we should change this to that, and we should modify that, and they should put emphasis on that. And comes at Tuesday, we'd go to the set where it was to be shot, but no camera. We'd rehearse it, and all these new changes would then be put into the script as we went through and rehearsed each scene. At the end of that day, we'd have rehearsed all of the show, one scene at a time. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we would actually shoot the scenes.
And you did leave out all the animosity that we used to have at those readings.
What animosity was that?
You getting all the funny lines. That was disgusting. My gosh. Now, we did not shoot the show in order. In other words, we did not start on page 1 and say, oh boy, page 28, we're done for the day. What we did, because of the brain power behind the show, if there were 2 or 3 scenes in the boys' bedroom, we would shoot the 2 or 3 scenes. That way, all you had to do was change the clothes on the actor instead of breaking down the set relighting, all that. It was much quicker, it was much more efficient. So basically, we had to know our script.
Now, because we were minors, 5 o'clock came, by law, we had to leave. Now the adults in the show had to go back, put on the wardrobe that they'd shot the scene that morning, and do close-ups, change again, do close-ups of a different shot. They could work till all hours. We often bragged that our show was put together as a family, and we were. The cast was a family. We've remained friends throughout the years, but it wasn't just the cast, it was the crew too. They were picked very, very carefully by the producers that they fit into the family. You may not have ever noticed, but you've never read anything in the paper negative about anybody connected with a show, and that's makes me so very proud. We were a family.
Still are. I'll tell you something. We had a makeup man who started with us back in the late 50s, and then he came and revisited our show for 110 episodes in the late 80s. And then he came and shot the Leave It to Beaver movie, Lester Burns. But I tell you something, sentimentally speaking, my favorite moment on Leave It to Beaver was when we were shooting the first episode of the new Leave It to Beaver series in 1984, I believe it was. And the first day we went out to the Inglewood Park Cemetery to shoot the funeral of Ward Cleaver. And we were standing around there, and I'm not really big on cemeteries to begin with, but I believe 2 or 3 of us were sitting there, and I got a tap on my shoulder, and the guy whispers to me, "Don't turn around, but just trust me and sit down." I'm kind of gullible, you know. I trusted the guy. I didn't think I was going to sit on a rock or something. And when I sat down, I felt arms. And you know what I was sitting in? I want you folks to see it because I brought it here today. That is my original chair from Leave It to Beaver in 1957. Oscar Kippost, our property master, said, "Frank, I thought this day would come. I was saving this for you." And I was so touched.
People often ask us what are our favorite episodes.
Wait a minute. I can tell you, maybe not our favorite, but I can tell you one where one of our cast members almost got violently ill.
Which one was that?
Beaver's Fear. But you get off of me, you big cream puff.
Hey, it scared me.
We weren't anywhere near a roller coaster. We were on the sound stage at Universal.
Well, you could have fooled me. Actually, Frank is right. It's something called process. There's a movie screen behind us, and there was 3 or 4 roller coaster cars on a rocker, and they had 4 guys standing at the corners of it, rocking it. And we sat in there, and they filmed us with this movie going on behind us, and it looks like we're on a roller coaster.
If I had to choose 3 of my favorites, I would say, right off the top, Lumpy's Car Trouble. That's where we take a shortcut to the track meet, and I don't have to tell you what ensues after that. It was funny.
Hey, Lumpy, watch it. There's a big puddle.
Fasten your seatbelts, man. We're hitting the beach.
Oh, Lumpy, go around it. Take it easy. Slow down.
Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7. Gee, something must have got wet.
The second one is really my personal favorite. It really actually shows another side to Lumpy, and that was Lumpy's scholarship.
I would have said something Saturday night, but, well, the party was going so good I didn't want to wreck everything. Here are the presents the guys gave me. Will you see that everyone gets theirs back?
Well, look, I don't want my present back, and I'm sure...
Look, Wally, will you take it? All of them.
Come on, Lumpy. This is no way to act. The guys aren't going to be sore just because you didn't get the scholarship.
I I'm not even going back to school.
What?
Look, Wally, I can't face the guys. All week long I was a hotshot. Guys congratulating me, girls even talking to me. Now this happens.
Well, yeah, but you've got to finish school.
Okay, so I'll go up to Porterville and live with my grandmother. I'll finish there.
Your grandmother? Look, Lumpy, you can't act like Little Red Riding Hood. Maybe if you told your dad.
My dad? He won't even talk to me. This morning at breakfast I said, "Good morning, Daddy," and he left the room.
Lumpy's scholarship was really a story about a guy that earned an honor but had it taken away from him. And it showed another side of Lumpy, the caring side, the fact that Lumpy was a really good human being downright. He really was. Now, I know that everybody's favorite is the show that's in the Broadcast Hall of Fame, which is Wally's Practical Joke. That's where Wally takes the tire chain and pulls the axle out from my car. It's really a funny episode, and every movie's been copying it, only for about 4 or 5 decades now.
By the way, the special effects people had run a tube down the opposite side of the transmission or rear end, so that when the oil came down, it would be chocolate syrup that splashed in my face. They couldn't ever get it to look right on camera, so they said, to heck with it. That was real oil that hit me.
Your name?
Edward Clark Haskell, Jr., 12 1/2, Grant Avenue School, 8th grade, class monitor.
It's really hard for me to pick a favorite of my own. I am fond of the ones that show that Eddie is real. He has a raw underside. It doesn't happen too often, but in his own way, he kind of, sort of, apologizes, and it shows that Eddie's real.
Then we're buddies again, huh, pal?
Yeah, okay, I guess we're buddies again.
Listen, Wally, I want you to know I appreciate you not taking me apart after I socked you in school today.
Yeah, well, don't think I wasn't tempted.
It would take a real friend to do that, Wally.
Yeah, Eddie. And the way you're going, you're gonna need a lot of friends like that.
Eddie,
Yes, sir.
let me ask you one thing.
Yes, sir?
Did you finish grade school?
Yes, sir. I just about finished high school, too.
I guess you never learned that you can't put 19 gallons of gas into an 18-gallon tank.
It's not so bad to be afraid. I get afraid sometimes, too.
Well, it's not that I was afraid. It's just that, well, I feel kind of weird when I gotta be any place by myself.
Gee, Eddie. I didn't know you ever felt weird about anything.
Yeah, Beaver. When I'm around other people, I can act like a big shot and get away with it.
Yeah, you're real good at that.
Yeah, but it's not good in life for a guy to act like a big shot to himself.
Yeah. I guess even a creep's gotta have friends.
Folks, I want to thank you for spending this time with us. It's sure been a lot of fun for us. But we are going to have to wrap it up. The warden is calling Gertrude.
Little worm, if I've warned you once, I've told you 100 times. I'm gonna clobber you. I'm gonna do it right now.
Who's gonna clobber who?
You. Yeah.
Clarence, get out here!
Coming, Daddy. See ya, folks.